Looking forward to seeing this first heat of the morning. Three-time world champ Mick taking on Coffin and Alejo Muniz. As we already heard the horns sound, a 35-minute matchup scored on their top two. The winner moves on to round three, and second and third are reseeded into the second round of competition. And kicking things off early, representing Brazil, Alejo Muniz. Forehand carve, and he'll look to kick out on the inside corner. Still a few free surfers clearing the lineup in this early morning light.
In a way, differently now, right? I mean, you're scanning the lineup, you're looking at all sorts of things. You've got these perfect waves, but you actually look into the horizon as well. I mean, this is one of the 7 wonders of the surfing world. More
waves on the way. Kicking this one off, Coffin, the rookie from Santa Barbara, California. Lay back, stretched out carve. High line wrap off the top, and now Connor looking for more. Beautiful forehand hook. Now Coffin running through this inside corner over the bricks. Clean jam, showcasing that beautiful technique on the stretched out right-hand point break. Muniz on the board of the 183. That's Connor's first. Now Mick sitting with priority. Coffin still just 22 years of age and now 18th in the world. Part of that exciting rookie class. Before he qualified for the tour, we knew he was going to be dangerous at Jeffreys Bay. Pete, what makes him so good out here?
Well, I'm going to analyze this in the sense that he carries his speed through his maneuvers, right? And he doesn't ever pump down the line. And that's the type of surfing we're going to see succeed at J-Bays, where he's flowing through those moves. And he's throwing tons of water, utilizing that rail as long as you possibly can without losing speed. And he's done that. You know, in this wave here, it's not going to be a gigantic score, but if you look at what he's done on those 2 turns, look at this. Look at the speed he carries through that maneuver, all that spray, and he's loaded up right off the bottom once again into another snap. And that's the type of surfing that we will see get rewarded over and over and over here at J-Bay.
Loving that body torque wrap from Coffin, even making use of this inside section on the bricks. What makes this section so tricky on that end section, Pete?
It starts to run, you know, and you generally want to fit maneuvers in. You want to finish with a bang.
Really looking forward to that open face power hook that's never going to go out of style. Now Fanning on his first wave of the morning on his return to competition here at the J-Bay Open. All setup work to start to stretch this one out down the line. Looks like he's got a pretty decent wall that's just starting to grow. Mick off the top, holding speed well. It's getting nice and hollow. Fanning pulls in, makes it without a problem. Layback hack to finish. A timeless style here at J-Bay. One of the most successful surfers of all time at this venue, and the rookie on the next wave. Connor just has to sneak out the back door. Coffin open with a 5.0 start. Muniz with a 1.83. And now Fanning getting into the mix speed on that last exchange.
Is that he'll connect with the lip. It's hard to do. Generally, a lot of times you'll see surfers go out in the face, but when he can connect with the lip, he will do it. And it's difficult, you know. It's not like you have a real vertical face, but right there, example of it. He gets that first turn, gets a little sleepy here in the middle part of this wave, but then it really starts to load up. And that's another part of mixed surfing, is that he has so much experience here at J-Bay. He knows how to read these waves. He knows what different swell directions, where the section's going to be. Of course, he knows how to pull up high and tight in these barrels because they do shrink as they go down the line. They're not really top to bottom barrels here at J-Bay sometimes, but look at as he drops in and look at into the lip. This is actually a little barrel right here, but I mean, he gets up to the front. He knows how to stay high and tight. And when you get a barrel out here, you don't really want to get touched by the lip too heavily. He did get a little bit of a shoulder rub by the wave there, but then look at this layback jam. And that's that variety I'm talking about. He gets that off the top on the outside, little cutty, barrel, and then a layback jam. So much different looks Mick will bring to J-Bay walls.
Priority with Alejo Muniz out the back. Remember, he got the 183 start. Last wave in for Fanning, a 617. Underneath priority. Mick is up again. Ton of speed out of the gates. Clean first turn. He'll stretch this one out down the line. Hard off the bottom. Little top turn to get this one going through the inside. Snaps it off the lip, and he'll have a little second scoring ride coming in here at the 27-minute mark. Remember Fanning's goal to re-qualify with just select events for next season. Still thinking about his comeback for next season, but putting himself in a kind of a pressure situation to do quite well here at the J-Bay Open to put himself in a solid position in the top 22 picture.
Well, you look at Mick, you know, this is a wave that slipped down underneath And with that westerly angled swell, you'll get that happening here at J-Bay, where you'll get these bigger waves that will move down the point. Mick knew that. Gets another set wave underneath priority, and he's going to build on his lead. But that type of surfing, you know, he gives every turn's a little bit different. You know, he knows that that variety is part of the criteria.
We saw Fanning's consistency return here when the WSL brought back the J-Bay Open to the calendar, Pete, and we were all so excited to see that unfold. With more waves on the way, this is Alejo Muniz. Nice deep bottom turn. Down carve to start. He can rip off the lip. Plenty of size on this wave. Jams it off the top. Big section comes down, but Muniz has the speed to make it. He'll slow down for the bit, nice and deep. But that thing's going to racetrack without the Brazilian. Alejo posted the 1.83 early. He was hoping for an 8.17 to take the lead. Fanning's last, the 3.83, is still taking control of this heat so far.
Well, Alejo did well to get a nice solid wave. You know, those bigger waves are going to be, obviously give you the higher scoring potential. Grabs a nice size set wave. You know, he only made one little error, actually a couple errors, but had to race this first section, but ton of speed, and then this is a beautiful arc. That type of surfing scores solid. Right to the bottom again, another snap. So a nice bit of variety here, and this is where this wave starts to run off. He gets that little hitch on that bottom turn, which put him behind this section here, and then the barrel runs into deep water, and that west swell, when it turns away from you and goes out into the channel, it's going to shut down quickly. So didn't get the finish that he was looking for. You would say that this is the place that'll do it. I mean, because it's so perfect that anytime you have any kind of a mistake or a hitch, it's going to show.
Having a look now, Connor using priority. Already has a 5.0. Looking for a 5.01 on this wave. Speed jam off the top, and now Connor layback hack once again. Beautiful lines and just slips up on the inside corner.
Wow, that was a huge mistake considering how good that wave was.
Next wave for Muniz. Sets up his first turn right in front of Coffin. Weightless, and he's down. 2 consecutive falls. Fanning still with priority and the lead.
Santa Barbara, the land of right-hand point breaks. But just the way that he holds his body, and again, he's so mature out here. You know, the arcs, you know, he tries to show a little bit different lines. That was the Kern-esque type of turn that I saw before, then the layback. And again, always dropping, you know, and I just don't know what back foot slipped off, but always dropping his leg to keep the speed together. So he's absorbing that speed as he does that arc, and it keeps that momentum going down the line.
Fanning sitting out the back with priority, controlling this lead. But as we looked at the numbers, Pete, 6.17 is not a gigantic number. It seems like it's relatively hard to get a massive score in the first heat of any contest. Watching this now. Alejo Muniz, nice clean top turn jam. Lighting it up vertically, now pulling in, still traveling, trying to force the exit, but he'll go down.
But you know, you talk about all those 5 elements in the dredging criteria. To me, those bottom 3 elements, the variety, the speed, power, and flow.
So here he goes.
As you see, live action.
Fanning now up. Big wrap off the top. Set up turn, and he's starting to drive down the line. Building up some speed. Just touches it off the top, and now looks to dig in a little bit further down the line here. Another section's delaying a big move. Now straight up vertical. Slamming on the brakes for a moment, now pulling in. It's just going to be a quick one under the lip. Now a full roundhouse cutback to finish. He'll step up on the brakes.
Won't see a lot of that out here at J-Bay, those full roundhouses, and Mick will find those sections, again, bringing that variety of maneuvers.
With one of his all-time rivals and best friends, Joel Parkinson, in absolutely firing conditions. Let's have another look at this last one, Pete.
So this one you can see started off smaller, and he knows that it's going to grow down the line. You know, it looked like it was going to have a nice, clean, open face with good pace on it, but this thing started to run really quickly here. You can see these turns down the line, trying to show a little bit of variety, but it's so difficult when you're just chasing it the entire time. So 2 types of turns there, but then here he finally slows up, gets up there vertical. Again, very difficult to do. And Mick does that now, looking for something a little different, little barrel, and then here's that roundhouse where he just wraps it all the way around right there on the closeout and finishes. So again, variety. he's ticking all those elements of the judging criteria.
Always impressive to see Fanning perform, and this year it just feels like a special guest returning to the tour, knowing that he's not coming to every venue on tour. He missed Margaret River, missed Brazil.
Focused manner. I mean, he knows. I mean, think about some of the diversity he's had to deal with, even when he was looking for that world title last year.
This is Muniz now. Big carve, nice tight jam, smaller wave. This one's hugging the bricks on the inside corner. Looking to pull in for a moment. Now back to turns. Lay back, slides the tail out, and recovers. Little wrap, and now looking to go off the lip. Reaching forward, he ends up going down. Muniz's last a 3.67, looking for a 7.9 to take the lead. Connor Coffin's fourth wave, 4.97, keeps him in second. Mick Fanning now to a 7.5 on his last wave, putting more pressure on Connor and Alejo. 14 minutes to go.
And then it'll give you that opportunity, but you want it to be a bigger wave. And reason being is that the bigger waves are going to give you those bigger opportunities.
Fanning on his way back out to the lineup after a 7.5, picks up this racetrack. Speed snap, looks like it's getting hollow, moves that stance forward, he drives through the pit. Good for a quick barrel, and he shoots himself out, looking to better a 6.17. The experience paying off, always knows where to be.
Some bigger waves that move down the point, and that's a perfect example of what he did right there. Nice clean barrel, one of the best barrels we've seen so far this morning. As he jams down the line, this was way down the point, but it doesn't look like it right here. The camera angle gives you well overhead, and then here sets up the barrel, super tube section. Not super deep. You did get to see the nose of his board throughout most of it, but it stayed hollow, and those are those ones we've seen kind of peel off. If you take a water angle here, again, those quick snaps and transitions in and out of it. He's able to connect with the lip, tough to do, and there sets up the little barrel. Nice clean entry and exit out of that tube.
Looking at the numbers so far, let's see how he got out in front as we check out the heat recap for this first heat of the morning. First wave for Mick, a 6.17.
Yeah, and again, just showing a bunch of variety. I mean, I think that's been the point of difference for me. Mistake-free surfing as well. He's not falling. He's carrying speed through all his moves. It's tough to deny when you're able to see him do off the tops, cutbacks, barrel rides, snaps, layback snaps, and he does it with ease. Great surfing from the other competitors, but they've had a little bit of errors. They've made choices either pulling into a barrel that's not going to let you out, like we saw from Alejo. There was that little hitch in the bottom turn that put him behind the section, and then all of a sudden he looks at the barrel and it's going to shut down on him. So these kinds of errors, and then the falls by Connor Coffin. I mean, Connor looks amazing. Both of his waves that we saw him surfing, you would say that his surfing was probably on par, if not better, than what we've seen from Mick. But Mick, again, not going to make any errors, and he's going to choose those waves. I mean, some of his scores actually came on under priority too. So that's what Mick can do. Why he's so dangerous is that he can do it from all parts of the wave, not just catching the best set waves, but he'll do it down the line, and he'll mix it up and do cutbacks like that. So that's why he's got the lead.
Turning in a 7.5 with that wave previous with that big roundhouse finish. But watching the replay, Fanning just always knows where he wants to do his big maneuvers. He'll do two big top turn high lines in an all goofy foot matchup. Meanwhile, Fanning looking to better a 6.17 here. Nice famous body torque wrap to start for the three-time world champ. Almost looking like he wanted to set up the barrel. Now off the top again. Blows the fins out the back. Layback jam. Blows the tail out. And ends up incomplete on the finish.
That's those type of maneuvers there. Suddenly we're like, oh, don't do it, because you saw that the injury that he sustained was when he had cut back into the barrel and the wave slammed on top of him. Very similar to that, but you see as soon as he kind of slid and lost his grip, he kicked that board away. He's not going to re-injure it and head back out. This was a nice wave for a little bit smaller, but he saw that it was going to be quick pace to it. No priority there, so he takes this wave. Nice arcing snap. And this is where it gets a little confusing. You're like, okay, what do I do? Do I find the barrel? And then here, layback snap on this closeout section, kick the board away, make sure that wave doesn't crush him onto the board again and re-injure that ankle.
So now 3:20 to go. Last wave for Fanning, 3.27. Wave before that, 4.7. His last two choices haven't affected his top two score line as he's down to 3:10 on the clock. Definitely watching on. What a special place to share with one of your best friends, but obviously Fanning, his goal is to take out this entire contest. With 2:10 on the clock. Sometimes our favorite things to watch is just how these guys negotiate the keyhole section to get out to compete. Strider, Raspberry Wazalewski's on the case. Showing his experience, showing his confidence mentally, coming back to perform here at Jeffreys Bay. Alejo Muniz left chasing a 7.9. And the rookie Connor Coffin left chasing an 8.67. Alejo and Connor will be reseeded and set into that sudden death round 2. Fanning returning, coming back with a huge first heat win of the morning here, Pete.
Good stuff for Mick. That's exactly what he came here to do, is win that first round and also end up winning this event, because he, again, is only going to be selectively competing in this year's tour. So each and every one of these events is actually more important than anything.